Alright, so let's take a look at solving inequalities. So this is what we did in class on Friday, October the 24th, and I just want to go over it again in case anybody's struggling with their homework or just need a little bit of reminder to know what we did. So let's go ahead and solve A and B again. So you already should have this solved in your notebook, but if you forgot how we did it, then you can watch this and you'll see how we did it. So let's do A first. So A was a minus 3 is less than 8. So we solve an inequality in exactly the same way that we solve an equation when it comes to adding and subtracting. So we have a minus 3, we need to do the opposite, which is a plus 3. Negative 3 and positive 3 cancel out because they equal 0, and then we're left with A is less than 11. So this just told us to solve, so A is less than 11 is our final answer there. So now I'm going to erase that one. And let's go on to B. So B was 4/10 plus y is greater than or equal to 7. So I need to get rid of my 4/10 because I have to isolate the variable over here. So the opposite of positive 4/10 is negative 4/10. So I subtract 4/10 from both sides. Those will cancel out. I can bring down my y and my greater than or equal to sign. And then I have 7 minus 4/10. So if you can't do this in your head, just make sure your decimals are lined up here. And that'll change to a 10, so you'll have 6. And this will change to a 6, so you'll have 6 and 6/10. So this just told us to solve again. So our answer is y is greater than or equal to 6 and 6/10. So erasing that again. Let's move on to C and D. So C first is h plus 4 is greater than 4. So this one tells us to solve the inequality and graph the solution set on the number line provided. So if you want to make sure that you take note of this guy right here, open and close dot. So it says when graphing inequalities, an open dot is used when the value should not be included in the solution, as with greater than and less than inequalities. A closed dot indicates the value is included in the problem, as with less than or equal to and greater than or equal to. So if you want to make a little note, then these would be open dots, and then these will be closed dots. Alright, so now let's solve for C then, before we do anything, before we start our graphing. So we have a plus 4 over here, we need to do the opposite, so take away 4 from both sides. Those will cancel out. H will be greater than 4 minus 4 is 0. So instead of just canceling it out there, we want to have something on this side of the inequality because we're actually giving it a value. So H is greater than 0. So I'm going to just make my number line here short and sweet. Start with 0 in the middle, 1, 2 that way, negative 1, negative 2 that way. So we said that this is H is greater than, so looking over here, the greater than or the less than signs mean an open circle. So I'm going to put an open circle over the 0. And it is greater than. So let's think about greater than with a big emphasis on that R. So greater than means go right, right? Go right. This might be a little tip to help you there. So greater than means go right, so that means my graph is going to go right. And I'm going to fill it in all squiggly-like right there. That is a masterpiece, isn't it? All right, so then that's our answer. So our answer was H is greater than 0, and our graph, which you would have drawn there, I drew up here just so you could see it a little bit better. Okay, so let's do letter D. We have x minus 6 is less than or equal to 4. Let's do the opposite of negative 6, adding it to both sides. Those will cancel out. X is less than or equal to 10. 4 plus 6, 10. So here's our answer there then. X is less than or equal to 10. Now going back and looking at our chart, I should have done that in another color there. Looking at our chart right here, it says that less than or equal to or greater than or equal to have to have a closed circle. So drawing my graph here, I'm give myself a few. Oh, my pen got fat again. I hate that. I'm going to draw a 10 there and then add a couple of numbers on each side. It doesn't have to be a super long number line. You just need to have a couple so you have some reference to which direction you're going here. So we said that the less than or equal to needs to be a closed circle, so I'm going to put a closed circle on 10. And then it is less than, so now using another little trick here, less than, let's underline the L, and less means left, so you go left for this one. So we will fill in our little guy right here. Less is left. So if you can't remember that less is left, then you know that less than, we think of going down the number line. So we think about going into the, maybe even eventually going into the negative numbers. So there you have it. Hopefully that'll help you. Happy weekend.